Hey all, and welcome back to our Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past playthrough. So I know a lot of you people out there are probably yelling at me at the end of the last part, telling, "You're not done, James! You forgot to do the thing!" Well, okay, I'll go and do the thing. Because yeah, you're right, I did forget to do the thing.
Oops.
I should be going back to the light world to fix my mess.
Yeah.
To finish your errand.
It's kind of, the place is a little dry. I don't find the palette of this dungeon to be too contemporary. It's a little bit dry, in my opinion.
Yes, I don't think the color palette really accentuates the general aura of the area.
Well, now which one of these levers was the right one again?
It's the right one.
Okay.
The right lever is right.
Who would have thunk?
The right one is the right one.
It always happens.
And the left one just carpet bombs you.
Oh,
Oh.
that's a very sudden, shift between the two of them.
You know what, for some reason?
I'll say.
Because I've heard the general term carpet bomb a lot. When I was younger, I always thought carpet bombing was just, throwing bombs on a carpet.
I mean, it can be.
Yeah, it can be.
To an extent. It just depends on how you do. It took me a while. It just seems kind of funny, just the severity of the tone. Like, this one opens the door. This one sends a thermonuclear detonation charge into the basin of the lake. And you're like, why would you have these two levers right next to each other? Seems like unnecessary risk. But yeah, welcome to the swamp. Welcome to the swamp
do we even
palace.
have that lever?
Not close, Logan. Sewer dungeon.
Sewer dungeon.
I know there's an official name for it, but I don't know it off the top of my head.
Oh.
Actually, Logan, you're the one with the wiki open. Why don't you tell us?
Swamp palace.
Wait, for real?
That's where I read it from.
Oh,
I guess it's because in the dark world the place becomes a swamp.
Actually,
it's weird because there's a future dungeon we'll be going to that also takes place in a swamp. And I always assumed that was the swamp palace, and this was just, well, we're literally in the sewers.
Yeah, let me see what they call that one. They call that one...
They call that one Misery Mire. I remember that much.
Right.
Actually,
yeah, you're right. Yeah, they do call it Misery Mire.
Just going back a bit,
it's tricky.
Swamp Palace?
Did I stutter, laddie?
Oh, that's right. We are still here. Now I'm just like, well, see, now I'm just kind of confused. Like, what the hell's the difference between a mire and a swamp? Like, don't they mean kind of the same thing?
Yeah, what is the difference?
I'm looking it up. Mire definition. And mire is a stretch of swampy ground. It's like, well, that doesn't...
That doesn't help.
It's literally the same damn thing!
Gosh, goodness me.
Maybe it's like an instance where it's like, a mire is basically like a swamp plateau, whereas a swamp is a swamp oasis.
You're gonna run out of bones someday, pal.
This seems like a conversation. I'm not like upsetting at that, but I'm saying, like, for some reason that conversation sounds like something that I would expect in, like, Shrek. When they're, like, trying to argue, like, well, technically it's not your swamp unless it's covered by water. We're on the swampy ground. It's like, I don't know. I'm losing my mind.
So, well, to be fair, I think it wouldn't be quite as catchy if you just yelled out, "What are you doing in my mire?"
Sounds like really hard.
I'm sorry, with the way you pronounce it, I'm just suddenly thinking back to Hat in Time with the conductor and just how he gracefully says "Murder."
That guy had a lot of fun, and I don't know who he voices in.
I'm trying to remember the dude's name.
Xander Mobus.
Or no, was Xander? No, Xander Mobus. I think was no, he was the Penguin. I'm pretty sure it was.
Okay, sorry, I got confused. Well, okay, all I know is that...
No, my bad. No, my bad. No, it was crap, I forgot his name already.
Well, no, the guy who... No, oh, shoot.
Oh. Oops.
We've got to get a ferry. We'll get a ferry. We'll
be back.
Well, actually, no, real quick, if we use the magic mirror, there's an anti-ferry right in the sewer, so we'll be right there. But I was gonna say, okay, no, so yeah, looking through this... the guy who voices the conductor, the guy who voices the conductor is the same guy who's the Smash announcer. So I think that's Xander Mobus.
That was Xander.
Yeah.
I was always under the impression he went by a different name.
But yeah, dude's got some range.
Something I'm curious about. Do you think this anti-fairy respawns?
It does.
Okay. Oh snap! Let's just grind that out for a second here. Hang on. Does it?
Well, it respawns if I come back in for the
Darn!
entrance.
It's one of those kind of respawn points.
Aww.
I didn't want it to be hard.
Were the anti-fairies meant to be bubbles?
I believe so. They look like bubbles.
I think they are.
They're probably the prototype as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, they probably
Yeah,
are.
that's a good way to look at it.
Always helps to have two.
Nice.
And
Perfect.
that should
Okay,
leave
we're
me
good.
with... Okay, that works.
Sweet.
Alright, now we cut.
I'm so happy to see that the Super Nintendo Classic does still hold up.
Yeah.
It does to an extent. I will admit, I mean, I'm far more into like the Link Between Worlds, and that game in general is just it's easily one of the smoothest top-down Zeldas ever.
Of course.
It's one of those cases of when you pop, you just can't stop.
He's looking forward to Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Which I have seen from footage, they're sort of going back to the 8-directional method as opposed to like complete freeform. But I mean, for a game like that, I think I can forgive that because it's a much smaller game by comparison. Anyway, we're back.
Yay. Careful. Oh, jeez.
I got me fairies back on standby. I just gotta make sure. I'm just gonna hope for dear life that I at least get a few hearts on the way.
I know. I was gonna say I was surprised they weren't given a whole lot.
Actually, I'm trying to remember.
I think we went to the left. Yeah,
Did
we went
we?
to the left. Yeah, we went to the left from here because we went to the big room, and we
Right.
want to go.
So yeah, we're technically back at. Okay, yeah, we're.
We want to go up the
back
center
where we
path.
died. All right, do the center path,
Oh wait, we don't have the big key yet.
We have the big chest, though.
which sucks too, because this has
Oh.
easily one of my favorite weapons in Zelda history. I mean,
Of
I can't get
course.
it yet.
Okay. But yeah, no, okay, then I think we want to go to the lower left. I think.
Lower left. Okay.
I
You're
think
the boss.
I'm going off of memory at this point. I even though I have the guide to my left, I'm like, no, go off of memory first.
Because,
the
you know,
honorable
going
thing.
off of memory helped us so well in the last dungeon.
Oh yeah.
Shush.
Well, to be fair, the last dungeon was kind of a pain in the rear.
Oh, come on, hearts. Jeez.
Which is sad too, because looking back on it, really was my damn fault for not noticing the freaking bog crack the first time.
Well, it was so tricky because it was on the bottom of the screen where we don't really see the.
The poor thing still stuck to his fate.
Oh, nice. But just the perspective. Even in Link Between Worlds, the perspective is not pointing at the bottom wall. It's always looking down. That's why they had that really silly thing where if you move the camera around in Link Between Worlds, you realize that everything is tilted back to try and facilitate that angle.
Which, I mean, in all fairness, was an interesting idea. It's just that I look, especially in replaying it now, it does break some of the illusion, bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when, say, especially when you're literally looking sideways.
I need tissues. Be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
What did you think of Link Between Worlds, Seely?
I loved it. I wish Hilda had more screen time.
Well, yeah. At the same time, though, she does have plenty to say, so I'll forgive her on that front.
I will
Yeah.
say though that that between that and
Or
Hyrule Warrior,
not screen time. That wasn't the word I was looking for. Character development. I wish she had a better, bigger character development.
I will say that between everything that game did, I'm surprised. I don't think it came out too. I don't think. Oh jeez.
The only thing I distinctly remember about A Link Between Worlds, it literally came out the exact same day that Super Mario 3D World did.
Oh yeah.
Which, in my case, was pretty much a double helping of awesome.
It was a good year.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, 2013 was definitely a pretty decent year for Nintendo.
That's one way. He's just
You gotta
running
be
and
okay
screaming.
there?
I just imagine. Oh,
For
I
real.
really messed this up.
Backing up.
I just
Yeah,
imagine
yeah.
Link running and screaming and oh gosh,
I
he's
knew
a
you were
maniac.
gonna do that, Steve.
But yeah, it was what was I saying? Crap. It's just that I felt like with the character of Hilda and oh gosh and Ravio, I was surprised that they never made any other appearances in almost anything else. Not in
I
Hyrule
know!
Warriors, not in...
Well, it's kind of like their story it's like their story kind of ended.
But same with Midna's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And,
True.
and Marin didn't even exist, and yet she got put in.
That's true.
Well, yeah.
Jeez. This is the part where we realize, yes, at some point later on, James is gonna go get more heart pieces and heart containers or something.
Yeah, I know.
'Cause this is the
I'll
part-
be doing that after I'm done with the next two dungeons.
Because this is the part of the game where they're gonna, as you're seeing, they're starting to throw a lot of things at you.
Yeah.
Alright, so I gotta remember
think
which
the left
direction I
one?
go.
think the
Try
left
the
one?
top right.
Oh no!
You meant to say top left, right?
I said top left.
Oh,
Wait,
it's right
this
wrong.
All that for a rupee.
Yeah, I
20,
guess you have
20
to do top.
rupees. Ah, well.
We do have to go top right. Okay, Hype was right. It always... We've learned that now twice. You have to go to the right path. The right one is the right one. Wow, who made this game?
I love it.
Right makes right.
Goodness me.
Laddie, always remember the old saying that two thongs don't make a right.
Did you say
I thought it
two
was two
thongs don't make
thongs
it right?
I thought it was two thongs don't make them tights.
Did I stutter?
No, I'm pretty sure two thongs make
Oh,
something that's not
no.
quite as right.
We need the button.
Cut.
We have to go and get the button very carefully.
Ooh, does this mean we could break for lunch?
Apparently John Lasseter was a bit of a...
Oh.
That was a bit of a random thing. That was a bit of a random cold open.
I'm sorry. I only just batted an eye and realized what my rupee count was at.
We have to hurry.
Quick, get a new one. There you go.
Okay,
Alright, now the order's been restored, and we got our big key, finally.
Yay!
but yeah, basically, that. Long story short, yeah, they're removing a blooper from Toy Story 2. Then, as a result, it's just they did a decent enough cut. So yeah, it's no longer present in the end credits to Toy Story 2. Which,
Okay,
I mean,
well,
Would you say
honestly-
would you say it was for the better or the worse?
I honestly,
I would say,
I mean-
given what they're trying to combat, I don't think it's like... I get why they did it, and honestly, in the grand scheme of things, if they were going to make cuts, I think that's probably the most harmless cut they could make.
well, right? I was gonna.
I was just about to say that.
I was gonna say that I think.
Well, I say that,
Because
but I get the
personally-
feeling that some of our other friends would heavily disagree.
Well, I'll say that I'm never. Oh, okay. Real quick, because we have to let James savor this moment.
Boing! The hook shot! It extends in contraction. Boing! It can grapple many things.
This was the first game to show this off, and my God.
And with that, goodbye, Boomerang. We're never using you again.
Ooh, hook shot.
It was so awesome. Hello, hi, not back hook shot. Well, we just want to have fun. Okay. Oh, I see. We can go over to the left,
We
though.
like to have fun.
Oh, if we go back up to where the big chest is, we can go over to that.
You're right. What was I thinking?
Oh,
Ow.
jeez, Tattles.
Excuse you, sir.
But yeah, as
I
regards to
want to
the,
have fun here.
Oh, come on, he had the right
I-
of way.
fair.
You mean you have the right to boing?
Woo.
Why?
And is this? Oh, nuts.
I don't know. That was always like an odd translation thing as far as this game is concerned.
It's still
it
silly.
never really came back outside of maybe the GBA version of Link to the Past. Which, can I just actually talk about that real quick? I decided to replay that version of the game for shits and giggles, and I never realized just how much they changed from the original source.
Oh.
They really did.
For one thing, they gave him Toon Link's voice.
It's no, it's not Toon Link. It's Young Link.
Well, what I meant was, like, it sounds like the same voice he had in Wind Waker is what I mean.
But it's not Wind Waker. It's Ocarina of Time.
Okay, my bad.
Okay, Ocarina of Time. We'll just let her have this. She is.
Which really goes to show how much Young Link and Toon Link sound, don't they?
I guess so.
I know it's the same exact voice clips they use Young Link. I recognize them.
Oh yeah, by the way, watch this. Watch this electrize. That's cute. Now I kill you with the hook shot.
Yeah, the hook shot's
love it.
crazy. The hook shot's crazy good. And
Yeah, no, the hook shot is disgusting in this game, and it's easily going to be one of my de facto side weapons.
On a side note, if you're thinking of Wind Waker Link's voice being used in any other game, Four Swords Adventures it was.
Okay.
Oh, okay. What about Minish Cap?
No, that was still Ocarina of Time.
They were clearly reusing assets from Four Swords.
Well, yeah, well, no. I'm saying they also used Young Link's voice from Ocarina of Time for Minish Cap.
Do you?
Right.
Go ahead.
No, all I was going to say is that as far as Minish Cap is concerned, it was pretty clear to me that a lot of, even though they remade a lot of assets, they also took a lot of assets from their previous project, Four Swords.
They really, yeah, it's the same exact sprite as the Four Swords.
You know, I'm
Right.
kind of
Oh.
curious, like, unless I'm just misremembering, did Capcom have any involvement in Four Swords Adventures?
No, they
No.
didn't. They only did Four Swords and Minish Cap and the Oracle games.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, say if it ever does come to a point where the Oracle games also gets remade, that'll definitely be an interesting change.
I want to see that, and if they are, I call dibs.
On which one?
Both.
Oh, I see what has to happen. We have to in that room below. We have to kill all the enemies or something. We have to figure out the puzzle.
Which, yeah, whatever
Here.
the puzzle is.
Don't.
I think you know what it is. You know what? I think I know what it is. We have to push that statue back where it
Ow.
was originally, but instead of going right through the door, walk back over here. So no, I mean like whatever that when we put the statue on that pressure plate over here, do that. But then no. So if we go back in that room, if we go over to the left, but we have to. I think that opens up all the doors.
Okay, you know it's honestly a good thing I've got backseat gamers here that know a thing or two about Zelda.
I have not touched this game in years. I'm just gonna say I genuinely have not touched this game in years. Like not since I've done it for my channel.
I haven't touched this game at all.
I mean, honestly, I will also say like this is literally my third time ever playing the game to completion. Like, because the last time I did it was literally not that long ago. While just playing it for shits and giggles on my 3DS. I mean. God rest that poor thing. Mm-hmm. And before that, it's like I forget the context. I think it might have been either through the Wii U Virtual Console or maybe something else entirely, where I just decided to replay it, and well, not so much replay it, but just play it to completion, and so I did, and I felt rather satisfied. But
I'll be right back.
Okay. But honestly, it should go without saying, I don't play this game nearly as often as I do A Link Between Worlds. I just think that game in general is fucking fantastic. It is easily one of the best Zeldas out there, and I mean, in my personal opinion, it's easily my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, I think we go back to that. I was gonna say, hang on. I think we go back to that other room. I think we have to go up that long hallway again.
Oh, and what the? Whoa, what the hell? What the?
What?
We were still in the we were still in the stairwell. We never left it.
That's okay. I have never seen it act that way before. That has to be some sort of odd bug. Which, considering how old this game is, that's completely fair.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah. Also, apparently, Hype has to go make an errand for the good old King of Hyrule. Wait, I thought he was already dead. So he'll be back maybe by the next part, or maybe before we're done here.
If not, he'll probably come back, hopefully, and maybe we'll be still doing this. But yeah, so with regards to the Toy Story thing, I understand, like, it's bad. It's always, like, a bummer to see something cut. Oh, nice. It's always a bummer to see something cut, because you're, like... You wish there was some way that we could accept it, because, like, you know, again, similar to, like, with how Looney Tunes handled some of its jokes with the older DVDs, like, it wanted to at least raise awareness about how wrong it is, rather than try and pretend they never did it.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Absolutely.
But at the same time, if I had to lose it, I mean... Even when the movie was still there, even when the movie was, like, first released, the joke was kind of in poor taste.
Okay.
So I mean,
it's one of those things where you were really not losing anything for it being gone, other than just, well, the authenticity of it all.
Right. Also, yeah, I think you're right. I think there's a secret behind one of these waterfalls.
Because there always has to be a secret behind one of these waterfalls.
Which one is it?
There it is.
Aha!
I got my tunic all wet. Then again, I've been swimming throughout all the dark blue water, so throughout this entire fucking dungeon. I'm already kind of a shit baby as it is.
I know there was.
Excuse me, shitty scented baby.
Yes, I know. Oh, geez, the current here's tough. I know, like, oh gosh, that was actually my first introduction to escape rooms. Was that like about? I think it was around 2013, 2014. There was a Zelda themed escape room that was done in San Francisco and around the place. Really? But now that I looked at it, when you look up footage of that escape room event, it was kind of cheap, or it was just like different tables and their quote unquote Zelda involvement that they needed to get permission from Nintendo to do was literally all they did was replay the ending cutscene to Ocarina of Time.
Really?
But have Ganondorf shout out the name of like the group that was holding the escape room event.
Well, that's kind of that really says a damn thing.
But most of all, curse you! Name and address withheld. But yeah,
now for the obligatory save.